Jubilation, Jubilee style, outside the Milimani courts in Nairobi after the High Court dismissed a case seeking to bar Deputy Prime Minister Uhuru Kenyatta and Eldoret North MP William Ruto from contesting in the March 4th election, saying they lack the jurisdiction to do so. Justice Mbogholi Msagha was the presiding judge in the case emanating from petitions by 4 non-governmental organizations, the International Center for Policy and Conflict, International Commission of Jurists Kenyan Chapter, the Kenya Human Rights Commission, and the Public Corruption, Ethics and Governance Watch.
It is therefore clear from the foregoing that any question relating to the qualification or disqualification of a person who has been duly nominated to contest the position of President of the Republic of Kenya can only be determined by the Supreme Court.
Our jurisdiction in the unique circumstances of this matter was limited to interpreting the provisions of the Constitution in respect of the provisions of Chapter 6 on leadership and integrity.
Indeed, on integrity, petitioners sought to bar Kenyatta and Ruto from contesting on the basis of crimes against humanity charges that they face at the International Criminal Court. Kenyatta and Ruto argued that the case was weaker with the withdrawal of a key witness and that it was speculative in nature since it was not outright that they will be elected in the March 4th election.
The petitioners cite the provisions of Chapter 6 of the Constitution to support the argument that one of the mechanisms of giving effect to Chapter 6 of the Constitution is to ensure that leaders, including presidential candidates who do not comply with Chapter 6 of the Constitution, be barred from holding public office.
Under Article 50 of the Constitution, the third and fourth respondents are to be presumed innocent until the contrary is proved.
The 5-judge bench also clarified that the only constitutional requirement to bar anyone is if one is imprisoned.
Article 1 of the Constitution of Kenya places all sovereign power on the people of Kenya, which shall be exercised only in accordance with the Constitution. Limiting the interested parties' political rights under Article 38 would be inimical to the exercise of democratic rights and freedoms of its members.
The petitioners were also faulted for failing to raise their integrity concerns with the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, which has the mandate to clear candidates on integrity concerns, something argued by the Attorney General and the IEBC when they made their submissions.
Uhuru Kenyatta.
IEBC has already issued Kenyatta and Ruto with certificates to run for the presidency.
It has not been demonstrated that the petitioners, or any other person for that matter, presented their grievances regarding the nomination of the third, fourth, and fifth respondents to IEBC, and it failed or refused to act.
In our view, the key question is whether this court is the right forum in the first instance to undertake an assessment of the integrity of persons presenting themselves for public office.
This was the first ruling on the integrity case that has been dragging in the corridors of justice since late 2011. In late November 2012, petitioners in a similar case withdrew their petitions just at the beginning of the hearing of the case. And thus for Ruto, Kenyatta and their supporters, at least for now, they're over the last hurdle in their contest for the presidency, which is in about just 17 days. Hussein Mohammed, Citizen Weekend in Nairobi.